have you ever felt totally stuck in a rut? There were plenty of days when John woke up feeling tired, bored, and just weak. Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the actual anatomy of a massive life turnaround. I mean, have you ever felt totally stuck in a rut? We've all been there, right? Well, today we're going to explore how one man completely escaped that feeling and built massive momentum through what I like to call impossibly small habits. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. The entire foundation of our explainer today rests on a pretty wild and exciting incident. It involves a young guy named John, who was, by his own admission, incredibly lazy. We're talking waking up late, playing games all day, no reading, no working, and literally zero thoughts about his future, just completely coasting. Then, one weekend, his quiet, very serious uncle comes over for a visit. The uncle sits down, looks him dead in the eyes, completely unsmiling, and delivers this jarring 5-word intervention before just standing up and walking away. The words, "Don't waste your time." No long lecture, no big dramatic story, just that.
Now you might be wondering why this matters so much. Well, that's why we're looking at the number 78. You see, this isn't the story of some 20-something internet life coach. This is the retrospective wisdom of John, who is now a 78-year-old man looking back at the exact moment his entire life shifted. Knowing that this comes from a lifetime of lived experience adds immense gravity to the lessons we're about to unpack. It's a story of a life fully lived, but only because of that drastic pivot.
To put that into perspective, look at the stark contrast of his life before and after. After his uncle's visit, those 5 words just played in John's head like a song stuck on repeat. At first, he brushed it off, assuming he had all the time in the world. But slowly, this deep internal crisis set in. He looked at his old life, waking up late, learning absolutely nothing, and asked himself, "What am I doing?" He had no answer, and honestly, it made him deeply sad. He realized he needed to completely change his trajectory to reach this new life, waking up early, learning, and finding pride in helping others. So, the crucial point is, how did he actually do it? Let's move to section 1, a simple 3-step plan. To cross that massive gap from his old life to his new one, John literally wrote down a ridiculously simple 3-step plan on a piece of paper and stuck it right to his bedroom wall so he'd see it every single morning. He knew he was still fundamentally the same lazy person who didn't want to work hard, so he didn't set out to conquer the world on day 1. Step 1, just wake up early. It was incredibly hard the first week, but he forced himself up, opened the window, looked at the sky, and just took a deep breath. He actually discovered that the clean morning air and the quiet mind it brought gave him a whole new sense of inner strength.
Then came step 2, which was reading. And actually, this is where the genius of his plan really shines. John previously thought books were entirely boring. So how did he tackle this? By starting incredibly small. He committed to reading just 1 page of an easy book a day. Literally, just 1 page. It's a threshold so low that it is almost impossible to fail, but it gets the gears of the habit turning.
Because here's the secret. These micro-habits compound. They snowball. 1 page easily turned into 2 pages, which turned into 5. He started with easy stories, then moved on to facts, and eventually began reading stories about people who worked hard and changed their lives. And these stories started to give John real hope. They proved to him, through daily evidence, that taking small, deliberate steps actually does build a better future.
And then step 3 was writing. Now, John noted this was actually the hardest part for him. His hands were slow, his vocabulary was simple, but he pushed through anyway, committing to write just 1 small idea each day. It could be a dream he had, a fear he was facing, or sometimes, honestly, just a single word. Over weeks and months, this daily habit of externalizing his thoughts helped him finally understand himself and clarify exactly what he wanted out of his life. But of course, it wasn't all easy. Let's look at section 2, surviving the hard days. Habit building is absolutely not a magical straight line up. There were plenty of days when John woke up feeling tired, bored, and just weak. On those exact mornings, when his bed felt incredibly warm and he desperately wanted to just quit, John relied on a mental trigger. He would reintroduce the memory of his uncle's voice right back into his mind. He'd repeat those words, "Don't waste your time." That short sentence became his internal guide. It provided this surge of power that helped him stand up when he wanted to lie down and try again when he felt like he totally failed. And to maintain that momentum, John gave himself concrete direction. He wrote down a list of 5 simple dreams. Nothing extravagant, no private jets or mansions. He just wanted to finish a book, learn a skill, speak better, help someone, and simply feel proud of his work. He looked at this list every single day. It became the why behind his daily routine, giving him a tangible, real reason to keep executing that simple plan. Which brings us to a massive perspective shift. Section 3, the true value of time.
As John's habit solidified, his entire perspective on the world completely shifted. This transformation was actually so profound that when his uncle visited again sometime later, he looked at John's notebook, saw the change, simply nodded, and said good. Just that validation meant the absolute world to him. After that, John realized that smart people treat time like gold. He adopted a really strict rule. If an activity or a person is not useful to his growth, he avoids them. He watched less TV, used his phone way less, and instead focused on listening to people with experience and observing those who genuinely worked hard.
And this brilliantly illustrates his ultimate realization. He recognized a fundamental truth about our resources. Think about it. You can lose money and always make it back again, right? But time is totally free, yet it's the absolute most valuable thing you possess. Because once it's gone, it is gone forever. There are no refunds. This profound understanding is exactly why John learned to fiercely protect his time, refusing to let negative people or useless activities drain it away. The real beauty of John's turnaround is that he didn't need to travel the globe or buy expensive things to feel successful. He found immense peace, meaning, and happiness in total simplicity. The joy of learning a new fact, reading one good page, or writing one clear sentence. As his confidence grew, he joined local classes, learned from teachers, and found immense pride in sharing his story to help friends who were lost, just like he used to be.
So what does this all mean for us? Let's move to section 4, how to start today.
We've walked through John's remarkable quiet revolution, but the entire purpose of this explainer isn't just to tell you a nice story about a 78-year-old man. It's to turn the lens directly onto you. How do we take John's framework and apply it to your life today? John views his uncle's words as a gift, a short sentence full of power that gave him a completely new life. And through this explainer, John's voice is essentially acting as that uncle for you. We're passing this gift directly to you right now. Don't waste your time.
A major trap we all fall into is waiting to be ready. We wait for Monday, we wait for the new year, we wait for the stars to perfectly align. But the perfect time does not come. The best time is right now. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be great or fast on day one, you literally only need to try. Even if you aren't ready, taking one impossibly small step today is enough to initiate a massive change down the road.
I want you to be brutally honest with yourself for a second. What are you doing with your time right now? Are you building something? Are you learning? Or are you just making excuses and wasting your days away? As John says, your answer to this exact question will directly show you your future. If you don't like the answer you're coming up with, well, you have the power to change it today.
And here is your blueprint to start. Begin impossibly small. Set one tiny goal. Commit to waking up just a little earlier tomorrow. Read just one page of a book. Write down just one idea or thought. Repeat it every single day. Don't stop. Let those micro habits compound into big progress. So, knowing that the clock is always ticking, what is the one impossibly small step you are going to take today to stop wasting your life?
Hello guys, welcome to Storybook Yusha. Today I'm sharing an English motivational story to inspire your day. So let's dive in. Subscribe for more